guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Letitia and this is That's So Letitia. And to all of my new viewers, supporters, subscribers, welcome guys. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I hope you enjoy the content. And to all of my returning viewers, supporters, subscribers, welcome back guys. As always, it is a pleasure to see you. And without further ado, let's jump right into this video. So, as always, I'm going to start with Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'R Mattifying Face Primer. We are going to do a look. I am using a few new products. One that I was not even ready for. I feel like this brand literally just brought out one of these and now we've been blessed with another one. So I said, why not give it a try and see if I like it, besides any reason to buy new makeup, since I have been on a steady decluttering just marathon. I feel like every day I come into my makeup room, I see something and I'm just like, yeah, no, that no longer brings me joy. That no longer serves a purpose. I used that or didn't use it, didn't like it, whatever, and I'm throwing it away. So it's like I'm finding reasons to restock where I told myself I wouldn't. Y'all pray for me. It's kind of hard, especially with a lot of the new year makeup and beauty releases that are coming out. It's kind of hard to stay away, just saying. And now to color correct, I'm going to use a little Fenty Beauty. This is a matchstick in shade Pumpkin. It's a color corrector. Not as much as I typically use. It glides on so effortlessly that by the time you look around, you've applied a little bit too much. Thank God it blends out perfectly, or else it would look so orange under your makeup. Okay, and for foundation, this is one of the new purchases. This is a item I did not even know I needed it until I saw it. I have a lot of those when it comes to makeup, but this is by Laura Mercier. This is Real Flawless Weightless Perfecting Foundation. Oh my gosh, I have the shade 5W1 Sienna, and this is what the packaging looks like. This is a $48 foundation, which is honestly very comparable to a lot of the other more mid-priced foundations out there. And this one, there is 1 fluid ounce, standard size, standard amount, glass bottle. It's really cute. It's really cute. One thing I was hearing about though is that people are not particularly happy with the shade range. So far there are 30 shades, and as it pertains to, like, I guess I would say more deeper shades, there appears to really only be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 kind of medium complected deep shades out of 30. But nevertheless, hopefully they're going to increase the amount of shades that they offer. And it states that this is a weightless foundation that blurs the line between makeup and skin with medium buildable coverage, waterproof wear, and up to 12 hours of fade-proof wear. The finish is natural. And let's see. It has high resolution pigments and 3D smooth priming powders, blurring bamboo silk powders, camellia seed, vitamin E, and cacao extract. Okay, so let's see how this goes on. Again, the shade that I have is 5W1 Sienna. This was one of the only shades that looked like it would make sense for me to try. Plus, I had to get in and get out at Sephora before I got tackled, if you know what I mean. What is going on with these kids? Well, I take that back. That was too harsh of an approach. What is going on, period? Okay, it has no smell, which is nice. This is what it looks like so far. But in the world of social media, what is going on? Oh, that is a really good match. It almost looks like there's nothing. Yep, it looks like there's nothing there. You guys see that? Okay, I like it. It does feel weightless. And it's a really good match. It is, wow. This is really, really giving skin. This is like so light and airy. Okay, I like that so far. Target Stanley Cup fights along with Sephora kids taking over. Like, this is a really, really interesting January thus far. I swear it is. Like, on one end, you have people wanting to say, well, the kids are running wild, like they're not listening to their parents. But then it's like you're liable to see the 10-year-old in one TikTok video cutting up and destroying or making what they said, or what they've been saying on the news, making skincare smoothies out of various products that should not even be mixed together. And while you're seeing the kid in one TikTok, you're seeing the parent in another one either jumping the counter at Target's Starbucks, stealing cups, or just plain old brawling, you know, coming down on a pregnant woman in line, talking about how they would beat them up and do all sorts of things to them simply because they're in line before them to get a cup. I don't know. It's getting really interesting out here in these streets. So yes, I am thankful that I was able to get my foundation. Apparently I got the right shade because it looks beautiful, and get out before I got jumped. And let me just be real clear. I use that word jumped very lightly, very jokingly. I am somebody's mother. I'm sorry. Some of the stories I have been hearing about these kids and how they've been getting in adults' faces and what they've been saying to adults, y'all better than me, because that would never happen. That is like insanity to the max. And, you know, there are those of us, and I was one of them, that's like, oh, well, when I was that age, I wouldn't have never. I wouldn't have. I'm an 80s baby. I'm an 80s kid. I had absolutely no access to social media. Social media was not a thing. We all wanted to be Thriller if you wasn't scared of it. We all wanted Cabbage Patch Dolls and Gem and Alf and Gumby and all of those various things. Strawberry Shortcake. Like, that was our social media. We were into things like that. We were still just trying to figure out Nintendo and, you know, Atari, and finding out about computers and stuff like that. We didn't have all of this extra free time and access to information to get it misconstrued and think that we belong in a space and in places where our age does not justify us being there. And it was like, once I thought about that, I had to lay up off those kids a little bit. Like, you know what? This is a completely different breed of kid. This is a completely different generation. Like, the stakes are higher, the stakes are different with them. I'll give y'all grace, but please don't come for me unless I send for you. Like, all of that, you know, running up on people and throwing stuff and knocking stuff off the shelves. Like, I'm sorry, that's too much. But that's why I do a lot of my ordering online, and at this point, for very good reasons. And for concealers, I'm going to use two. The first is going to be Juvia's Place I Am Magic in shade number 11. If you know me, you know I love this concealer. First of all, just the amount that you get is like out of this world. Also, the quality, it is thick enough to cover, but not too thick to where it's overbearing. Love this concealer. And then it's pocket friendly, it's very affordable. So yeah, the TikTok Starbucks kids, at this point, they're on one. And so are their parents, because why are your kids running through stores by themselves, ma'am? Sir, can you please come get your child? Like, no, they can't, because they're down the damn mall or down the way at the other store at Target going ham, throwing free throws and 5-yard passes trying to get a Stanley Cup. Like, what in the hell is really going on? Oh my goodness. And while these concealers are drying down just a tad bit, I'm going to do my brows. I kind of made it a resolution to at least do one brow on camera each video. I feel like this is kind of serving notice on me to get out of that fearful stage that I'm in as it pertains to doing certain things on camera. So here we go. I'm just gonna do one. Oh my gosh. So the palette that I'm actually going to use to do my brows is the Danessa Myricks Groundworks palette. This palette is awesome for doing your brows. It really, really is. So I'm going to use shade Bark, this pomade here, and I'm going to apply it using a Morphe M165 brush. And now that I have my brows on, now I'm going to go in and blend out this concealer using a damp beauty sponge. I really, really like this foundation. I love the finish of it. I mean, it looks very natural. It's very lightweight. Like, it wears almost like a skin tint. Actually a little bit thinner than even that. At least that's the finish and the feel that I'm getting. I do not feel like I have makeup on at all. And then I'm going to use LYS Angled Bronzer slash Contour Stick. And this one is in the shade Strength, which is one of the richest, if not the richest shades that they have. But the good thing about this is when you apply it and then you like blend it in, it shears out a little bit, so it doesn't stay quite as rich. The base is coming together. Y'all know I live for a good base. And now I'm going to use I Heart Revolution Coffee Bronzer in Mocha. This is one of the richest shades. I'm going to apply it using my Color Rain Angled Blush slash Powder slash Bronzing Brush. Okay, so now I'm going to apply my setting powders. This is a new shade for me. I just picked this one up today. Actually, this one, it's a new shade altogether. This is by Huda Beauty, and I got the tiny one just because I own so many of the large Huda Beauties. This one is actually another shade, but this is Peach Pie by Huda Beauty. If you are familiar with Huda Beauty's setting powders or easy bake powders, you know they are chef's kiss. Absolutely love their baking powders, their setting powders. It states it's a lightly pigmented, silky setting powder that bakes and sets, blurs the look of fine lines, and locks in makeup for 10 hours with an airbrush finish. I've never bought like a travel size one. This one is so cute. So the travel size one, how much did I pay for this one? This one was $22, and the Peach Pie states it's for medium to tan complexions with warm undertones. So this one, like the top, you lift it and you twist it, and look, the little spongy thing is there. So cute. And this one is a bit pink, but not as much as the Cherry Blossom. Okay, so I was only able to get a little out. I'm gonna have to use a different container. There we go, got some, okay. Honestly, to me, Huda Beauty makes one of the best setting powders on the market. Like, if you know, you know. Do you see that finish? I mean, like butter. That is beautiful. That finish is amazing. But at this point, I come to expect nothing less from Huda Beauty. Easy Bake powders are amazing, and that's regardless of the color that you get. Now I'm going to take a all-over powder. This is by Juvia's Place in the shade Burkina, and I'm just going to use this to set my entire face. And the palette I will be working from, it's an oldie but a goodie. I promise y'all it's a good palette. This one is Revolution Makeup and Patricia Bright Shadow Palette. I know she had multiple ones, so the one I'm using is this one here. I'm going to apply this shade here, which is our transition shade. It's titled The Biggest Fan or Biggest Fan, and I'm going to use a Morphe M504 brush to do so. Is sometimes I like to revisit my older palettes. It's nice to, you know, add on every now and again, but a lot of these palettes, we don't even hit pan on any of the shades. They're good palettes, but it's like if the trend has passed on that particular palette or a collaboration and we throw it to the side, these are still some good palettes. If you can pick up one, I would say do so. This palette I got at Ulta. It was extremely affordable. The color story is brilliant. I mean, you have multiple transition shades. You have brow bone shades. You have vibrant colors. You have shimmers, metallics. Like, this is a all-in-one eyeshadow palette. Okay, so now that I have on my transition shade, I am going to go into this shade here, which is called Brown Sugar. And to give this one a little bit more depth, I'm going to add Irreplaceable, which is this very dark brown shade here. Still using my Morphe M504. Brown Sugar and Irreplaceable, and I'm going to pat that towards the back of my eye, bringing it all the way up near the brow bone. And for this color, I'm not blending in as much as I'm just patting. Brown Sugar, Irreplaceable again, and we're just patting. And then using my Morphe M504, I'm going to take a bit of this one here, which is called Try Me. It's a orange matte, and I've already done so, but I'm going to sweep a little bit more, just right up at the brow bone, coming down into the other shadows that I applied. And now I'm going to take a brush by the Makeup Shack. This is number T64. And I'm actually going to go into the black matte. This one is called Stargirl. And I'm going to mix a little bit of Irreplaceable with it, and we're going to put that towards the outer V of our eye. Going to center it just in, or focus, I'm going to focus it just in that area. Looking for my flat brush. I cannot locate it. It's been out of my reach for about a week now. I fear I may have lost it and I just need to replace it. So I'm going to use, this is also a flat brush. It's a little bit wider than I'd like it to be. This is by the Makeup Shack. It's in T37. I believe this is like normally used as like a concealer brush, but I'm gonna try and apply this shadow using it. So I'm going to apply Icon, which is this bronze shade here. All right, let's see how well it applies using such a big brush. This is a shimmer shade. It's applying rather well. A Morphe M506, and I'm going to apply this shade here, which is called Darlings. It's more or less like a champagne tone shimmer shade. I'm going to apply that towards the front tear duct of my eye. And now for my under eye, I'm going to use a Wet n Wild Coal Black eyeliner. I really like this eye, guys. I think it turned out really good. I'm actually a little shocked. Like I had to pull this one out the vault, but it did what it needed to do. And for blush, for this look, I'm going to use Nars. This is in Savage, or the shade Savage. It's a shimmery blush. Love this one. It's like a 2-in-1. If you don't do like the traditional highlight, but you kind of want that blush that sticks out or stands out a little bit, especially when you turn your head certain ways, this shade does that for you. It's very subtle, but it shows up when it needs to. Okay, so moving on to my lips, I will be applying a lip liner by NYX Cosmetics. This is in the shade Espresso. And this is like a really good affordable dupe for MAC Chestnut Liner. And then on top of that, I'm going to put Mented Cosmetics Pretty in Pink. I love this actual shade. It's very much so tailored towards melanated complexions. It's like a brown girl friendly pink that does not make you look like you're sick.
On top of that, this is by ColourPop. This is in the shade the Throwback, Major Throwback. I'm going to put this as the topper.
Alright guys, so this is the final look. Off camera I applied some Lily lashes, and now let me give my final first impression review of the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Setting Powder in Peach Pie. Chef's kiss. I honestly, like I said, as I was applying it, Huda Beauty does setting powders perfectly. There is no grit. It's finely milled. It blends seamlessly. Even if you build and you build and you add layers and layers and layers, it never fails. It never wears blotchy on my skin. I don't even have like the textured look after so many hours of wear. It wears beautifully. It melted into my skin like butter. Now the Laura Mercier foundation. That foundation did what it needed to do. Very, very lightweight. I cannot tell that I have on foundation. And what I mean by that is it wore so beautifully. It matched my complexion perfectly. It's very medium coverage, so like you can tell that I have skin, but it covered everything that it needed to cover one layer. Although it says it's medium and that it's also buildable, I don't see myself needing that much. Just a very light layer. It kind of blended in like a skin tint, but a more sophisticated skin tint. $48, 1 fluid ounce. I say this one is a buy, but that is all I have for you great people this evening. Thank you so much for sticking around. And if you haven't already subscribed and you made it this far, I'm just gonna sit here and wait for you to subscribe. Well, probably not, but you get where I'm going. If you made it this far, you might as well go ahead and subscribe to my channel. This way you will be informed after you subscribe and you hit the bell. You will be informed each and every time that I upload. You definitely don't want to miss. And as always, in the description box below, there is going to be a list of all products used to achieve this look. Thank you guys once again for your support. It's greatly appreciated. Be well, stay safe, exercise self-care. It is not a privilege, but a necessity. And check on your strong friends after you check in with yourself. And until next time, we shall chat again soon.